So Gunnar, obviously this is a bit of a weird week because your good friend Conor McGregor has got the entire world looking at him and this whole Mayweather press tour.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this card and your fight perhaps is maybe flying under the radar a little bit, and do you even care or do you prefer that?
Yeah, I don't mind, you know. And I'll just be doing my thing here on Sunday night, and that's all I really care about, you know. I'm definitely enjoying watching Conor doing his thing.
What did you make his performance? I think everyone universally thought that maybe Mayweather got the best of him in LA, but then Conor just absolutely murdered him last night in Toronto.
Yeah, I think LA was still, I didn't really think so. I thought in LA it was just kind of a weird, awkward thing altogether. And I heard that they didn't, like Conor wasn't prepared, they didn't tell him what was going to happen, and they had to do the speech and also I guess he wasn't prepared for that. But I've yet to see the one last night. I fell asleep so early, so I'm gonna look at it later. But I've heard that Conor absolutely took over. It doesn't surprise me though.
The rest of the crew are all with him right now, Artem and Owen and the rest of the boys. Are you feeling like you're missing out? Would you like to be with them, you know, having a few laughs while this whole experience plays out?
I definitely enjoy hanging around with them, but I'm happy here, you know, doing my thing.
Well, let's talk about it. Obviously, you know, it's a main event. It's a good opportunity for you to get a lot of eyeballs in terms of the progression of your career. Santiago, what does he bring to the table? What are you going to have to do to make sure you get a victory on Sunday night?
Well, he's a guy who prefers to stay on his feet, from what I've seen anyway. He likes to stand and strike. He's a little bit of a banger, you know, swings his hands. Well, basically, like always, I just have to go in there and get the read and do my thing, and whether it goes to the ground or stays on the feet, I just have to find my openings.
Are you a little perhaps disappointed that the UFC weren't able to give you, you know, a more higher profile fighter as an opponent, or maybe someone that's further up the rankings ahead of you, so that I suppose there would be a bit more stakes at play here, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I was hoping to get somebody and expecting to get somebody, you know, in the top rankings this time. Obviously, last time I was supposed to get a top 10 ranked guy at least, and then they said after my last fight that I definitely would get it this time, but then I don't know, there was nobody available to fight, so, and I wanted to be on this card, so eventually they just said, look, here's Zanibio, he's ready to fight, and you take it. It doesn't seem we can't get anyone in the top 10 or whatever, top 5. Nobody wants to fight or is ready to fight, so say yes.
Are you hoping a win over Santiago would eventually now get you, you know, a top 10 opponent for your next fight?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm just looking ahead now. He's my opponent. Go against him, like I've said before, I believe a lot of these guys are really good. You know, it doesn't really matter that much about the rankings. It's the matchup, and it's everybody has very different energy to them. Everybody has got their different styles, and that's something that is interesting to me to challenge myself against.
I read that you spent pretty much the entire camp in Iceland. Is that correct? And not at SPG Island?
Yeah.
What was the decision behind that, or the thinking behind that? Sorry.
Well, just thought I'd stay at home, and we have like amazing facility now back home, and I was also able to bring a lot of the guys over to Iceland. Peter Queeley stayed with me nearly the whole camp. Luca as well came over. Was there for a few weeks. Abner from The Ultimate Fighter, with Artem was there, and Matt Miller, my friend from Canada, a really good wrestler, he was there as well. So I had a really good crew, and then of course all the guys from back home. And We had a really good crew this time, so it was a great camp.
Is this how you think you're going to, I suppose, play out your camps in the future, staying on Iceland, or are you just going to change it up depending on the opponent?
Yeah, I think I'll try to stay back home as much as I can, because just our facility is, I don't know if you've seen we just released a video showing all the facility. It is amazing, you know, and so I'm going to use that. I want to stay home and I want to train there. Yeah, I enjoy also staying in my own house. But you know, I'll always go over to Ireland and stay there for a few weeks or a few times a year, I guess. You know, I really do enjoy that. You know.
How much of a, I suppose, factor did John Kavanagh play in this camp? Because I know he's here, and I'm assuming he'll be cornering you on Sunday night.
Yeah.
Is he just coming in for the couple of days to kind of prepare you for this fight, or have you been communicating with him throughout the camp as well?
Yeah, we're always talking. I mean, he is my coach, and his boys came over as well. You know, so we've been talking this whole camp, and he knows what's going on and all that kind of stuff. So.
I know you SBG guys love to have visualization and kind of see things and picture them before they happen. So when you kind of close your eyes and you envision the fight playing out on Sunday night, how do you beat Santiago?
There are about 50 different scenarios that I can picture, you know, and that I do every time. I don't really put any faces on my opponents when I'm visualizing. It's just, like you say, scenarios, different ones, and there is multiple ways. So there's no like one certain way of. This is how I do it every time. You know, I just see so many ways, and then I get in there and I get to read, and then I just go by ear. The fight kind of just takes me to whatever finish there